So now let's actually get to the reason why it is China. It's China, guys. Spoilers, it's China. But I'll also tell you why exactly that is. So this is, of course, the BMW iX, which most people in the West, or, the rest of the world, let's say, find kind of ugly. And this is the iX3, which I personally think is a beautiful, beautiful car. But this is the new iX3 that's announced. And of course, it is still a concept, but you can see that the look is drastically different. And this iX3 will move closer to this iX range. Now, this is the rear, by the way, of those cars, which you can also see, they look very, very different. Now, take a look at the design of the M3 next to the normal 3 Series. Well, truth be told, this is an M-Pack 3 Series to make it look a bit bigger, but personally, I don't think this is a bad looking car at all. While at first, I didn't like it, and a lot of people didn't like it, we get accustomed to these designs. So that's something I want to say straight away. It is not the worst in the world, but this design actually looks so much better because you have the number plate in the middle. If you remove it, personally, I think it looks way worse. But in this, you still see that it's a BMW. If I put the old M3 next to it, you can see that this car is definitely inspired by this one, right? You have the grills right here in the bottom. You have the grill right here with the horizontal headlights that the hood kind of dips over. It's exactly the same over here. The same sort of grill, the same dip over there. And of course, the signature mirrors are also still there. The only thing that's gone, well, not necessarily gone, but this giant line that runs all the way across over here has been moved up a little bit. And here you can see on this side that it actually ends at the door, where here the line used to run all the way across to the rear quarters panel. But, you can see that it's still inspired by that. So now let's actually get to the reason why it is China. So this man, he's the CEO and the chairman of the board of directors at BMW. And he says, confirmed that BMW is committed to tailoring its automotive offerings to the Chinese market by crafting vehicles using the Neue Klasse electric platform. And here we can see the i7, which has definitely also been inspired to tailor to the Chinese markets. And the reason why, guys, is because BMW had a giant profit warning. And they're not the only ones, by the way. So the shares of BMW plunged over 10%, and that has been a while since that happened, basically around COVID. And we can see exactly why here. This downgrade was largely attributed to muted demand in China, which is one of BMW's most crucial markets. So they are ramping up heavily. And if I go across here a little bit, you can see that the new EV sales across China has actually now gone over the other fuel type cars. I believe hybrids are also included in that, but still, the electric market is probably about 20 to 30% of the new energy vehicles, which is why BMW is focusing down on that. But they're also going for tailored cars in China that will move to Europe that are not EV based, like this new X3 design in general. So this is the new X3 design, which looks drastically different than the new one, but doesn't look quite as strange as the iX version. Yet still, this kind of is, the iX currently is about the same as the normal X3. And you can definitely see that this looks way, way different. So BMW is adding another sports activity vehicle, which they now call an SAV. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous, but to its range of models developed exclusively for the Chinese automotive market. And the new BMW X3 will be built in China for China, but it's also been confirmed that this car is likely coming to Europe and the West as well. So it seems like I posted that the same. Like I said, new energy vehicles are rising, but BMW is also investing in the normal fuel type cars, which this is probably going to be a hybrid, a gasoline and a diesel as well, right? So despite that, they're definitely still investing in new cars. These are concepts that are still being drawn up. And this is the new iX4, which will try to, go along like sort of a Tesla Model Y or like a Mercedes GLC kind of class, like an Audi Q5, something like that. And here we see a new 3 Series electric. So this was already spotted, and I have the demo version right here. So you can see it's actually already kind of close. Let's take a look here. So you see this grille with a tiny little slot in between. I mean, personally, I think it looks ridiculous. And you can see this kind of kink here in the back. If we then move over to the spotted one, the grille is basically exactly the same, and you can see the little kink here as well. This demo is definitely sort of like an M pack or sportive pack, because you have the giant ass splitter and the giant ass side skirt over here, which is not necessarily the case, on this one, but it's still kind of similar. So what have we learned, everybody? That China is basically the one that has been changing the design language of BMW. And I know one man who said it all along: China.